Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z Anime Review Part 9. This is reviewing the Imperfect Cell Saga. Yes, this saga has a debut of at least one character plus a few items and locations. The character who makes his debut in this very arc is Cell himself, in his imperfect form, where it's very much like an insect. And oh boy! How this thing starts off is quite interesting. It picks up right where the Android saga left off, where you have Trunks and Gohan go to where they think it's another one, basically looks like Trunks' time machine, and we get sort of mystery on our hand. It's sort of solved by about the third episode of the arc of what actually caused this, where they get the time machine with Bulma, who's just happily there, and they discover that this is a duplicate time machine of the one he has. And this one's been there for years. This one has got moss covering it, and it's got a hole in its canopy. How this was caused by a creature. Yes. And then Gohan, not that far from where the thing was, finds Cell's first form. This sort of beetle-like form. And it's pretty big. It looks like the size of a dog. Yeah, almost like a Great Dane size. Yep, and then we later on see Cell. And we also get a chance to see the first appearance of Dr. Gero's computer. And the saga is also noteworthy for the first appearance of the hyperbolic time chamber. Yep, which will become a recurring thing throughout the rest of this series. It, surprisingly, from what I know, does not show up in Super. I think it showed up in Super once, as far as I recall. Yeah, just once. And that was it. Yeah, just once did the hyperbolic time chamber show up. Yeah, they show up. Part of the arc. Also, basically, a little over halfway through the arc, Goku is finally cured of the virus that he got partway into the Android saga. Yeah, he's fully healed. Yeah, and of course he basically does this thing where he picks up Chi Chi by the waist, and then of course he just throws over the air like a little toss, and it's go up like looks like about 10 feet in the air. Look if he colored no problem because of how much of a nice guy he is. Puts it back down. He says, "Yeah, we're not going to fight yet. We're going to train, and I'm going to get Gohan." And she sees for the first time the instant transmission. Now the instant transmission does get a little more perfected later on in the series, because later on it's usually just peck in the forehead, and it goes really quickly. Here it's a bit slow, but yeah, he basically, when pretty much all the guys, basically Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, and Future Trunks, and Gohan, well, not Future Trunks, had to fly off and just go try training with his father, who's stare off into space for 3 days. This man not eat or drink for 3 days, just stare off into space. I mean, I couldn't do it for 3 days, stare off into space. That'd be stupid. Yeah, so lucky enough, Goku knows the place where he can train, have a full year's training in 1 day. So first he goes to Gohan, and of course everybody's so happy to see him, even Krillin, and he takes Gohan. Of course they go find Vegeta and Future Trunks, and then they teleport themselves onto Kame's lookout. Now, prior to this, Kame, at the start of the saga, decided to, at the start before they got up there, he decided to finally merge with Piccolo. Yeah, and Piccolo says, "Okay, but you're merged with me. We're using my body." And Kame says, "I agree. You're younger. Makes perfect sense." So they combined into the nameless Namekian. And I thought this was so hilarious. And of course, well, yeah, so what do they call it? Just call it Piccolo. And of course, Piccolo basically gets sort of choked up when Goku calls him Kamiko. I thought that was so hilarious, the fact they threw that in. I mean, yeah, this is a serious saga, but you got to throw in some humor. That was funny. Yep. And of course, he briefly fights Cell at Ginger Town, where he reveals his backstory and the fact he needs to absorb Android 1718 to become perfect. Yeah, it takes him a while to find the two. And of course, what do? They're traveling, and they end up at Goku's house. As far as I know, this is 18's only time in this series I can think of she's ever actually been to his house. What does she do? She apparently takes the time to raid Chi-Chi's closet to try on every outfit that she has. I bet she's not going to be very happy when she gets back there and say, why the heck is my house a mess? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she actually had the reaction. And here's the thing. 18 thought all of her outfits were disgusting. Yes, her Chinese garb. As for why in the world, now here's something strange though the series has never bothered to explain. Okay, Ox King, when we first see him, he's basically with this he's a big bulk guy, wears like a helmet covers half his face, and then before, like during the final episode of Piccolo Jr., he stops wearing like a button-up shirt, old like basically pants with suspenders. Chi-Chi starts wearing Chinese garb. As a matter of fact, a lot of the characters in their country wear Chinese garb. Yeah, it's never explained why that they dress like that. They just do. Yeah. And would it be interesting to see Chi-Chi in a swimsuit? That would be something. But that's never happened. I think Bulma's popped up in a swimsuit a couple times in the series, but not Chi-Chi. Despite the fact she's still smoking hot for her age. Yep. So, of course, if it does, Goku's not here, so go to Kami Island. And they leave their let's just say their ride behind, which I'm sure that Chi-Chi does not appreciate seeing a van parked in front of her house. Yeah, I don't think she has a reaction years later. And of course, they go to Kami Island, and then they run into Piccolo. Piccolo's like, "Oh crap, they're here. They're at the." Of course, this is basically Roshi and Chi-Chi's first time seeing the three. Of course, two of whom basically become recurring allies for them, and of course, basically Piccolo being the Super Namekian. Because, like, despite the fact he was Super Namekian when he merged with Nail, and apparently he's more powerful when he merged with Kami. It's like, okay, let's go to the island and start fighting. Yeah, so basically Vegeta and Trunks go in the hyperbolic time turret, and you see the inside of it, and it's mostly like a small, like, little palace, and with a little time and like a white void. Yeah. And 1 year passes by in this room, while on the outside, it's 1 day. Yep. And they spend pretty much the rest of the whole saga in this particular last bit of the saga and part way through the next saga in this room before Goku and Gohan go in there. Yep. So, Piccolo fights 17 for quite a while, and then Cell shows up. Oh crap, Cell's here. And what has Cell been doing this whole period of time? Well, he apparently has been absorbing people through his tail. He even took time to massacre a football team. Yes, a football team. He took time to do that. Absorb people through his freaking tail. And figured, okay, try something different with the androids. Like, when he gets to try his 17, he proceeds to open up his tail to try to swallow 17 whole. First time, he's about to do it, and then he's basically stopped by Android 16, who proceeds to fight him for a bit, and look like about to stop him, and then, well, it looked like about to win, all of a sudden, Cell jumps right behind him, and absorbs 18 right there. Like, seeing this scene, I'm like, to this day, I am so creeped out by his absorption process. The way he sort of swallows a whole person whole like this. Like, goes to his tail right into his back. Oh, like, ooh. Yes, and I know this is going to happen to 18 later. How do I know this? Because I've seen the saga, and it's more creepy with her than it is with 17. Of course, 17, before this happened, does thank Piccolo for saving him from Cell briefly. Of course, they still become friends later, obviously. And then you see Cell is first time in his semi-perfect form, where he switched out the insectoid look for more of a humanoid look. Yeah, Cell is an android, despite the fact he looks like a flesh being. Yeah, here's the thing about Cell. He's made from the combination of several different people. What people? Goku, Vegeta, let's see, Piccolo, Frieza's father King Cold, Piccolo, and even Tien. Yeah, he's even shown basically that he knows, believe it or not, he knows the Kamehameha wave, he knows the spirit cannon, he even knows the spirit bomb, which shocks even Piccolo, because even he knows how strong that move is. because we use a Frieza. Excuse me. Yeah, and for some reason, Cell doesn't go after Krillin. Kind of like basically for some reason, maybe because it was fear. It's something quite strange about Krillin. It's like the androids won't touch him at all. They won't bother with him. Even Cell doesn't bother with Krillin. Like, really? Despite the fact he basically fights, even one point Krillin does fight Cell, but he spares his life because Piccolo and Tien show up. Yeah, Tien is used a lot in this saga. And then pretty much the saga ends with, well, when basically you have Cell becoming semi-perfect Cell, Tien's like, screw that, and basically 16 takes 18 away, and he uses Tri-Beam Cannon, which is the second time in the series he's used this move. The last time he used this move was on Nappa, which apparently didn't work. This one basically is just delaying. Apparently he's using it more than once. He's using it several times to almost the point it looks like it's going to kill him. And basically Gohan really wants, like during the whole, all this is going on before the whole absorption, Gohan wants to help basically Piccolo. Goku keeps saying no. At one point, Goku even knocks him out to prevent him from helping. Because they're supposed to stay here and train. Don't worry, they'll be there with him soon. And, well, that's pretty much it for this particular saga for Imperfect Cell. It's a good saga, but it's like part one of a 3-part story arc with Cell. It continues with the Perfect Cell saga, and then the Cell games, and that's it for Cell. Yes. Though, in the case of the next saga, aside from maybe a new form makes his debut, I don't think there's any new characters who make their debut in the Perfect Cell arc. In this arc, aside from Cell himself and the, oh yes, I forgot to mention this, Trunks and Krillin take time to go to visit Dr. Gero's basement of his lab, and they proceed to destroy Cell in his larva form, and destroy Dr. Gero's computer so it doesn't basically, well, harm anybody anymore. Also, apparently, they somehow, just by sheer coincidence, Future Trunks decided to somehow miraculously find the plans for Android 17. How the heck that... Why in the world would Dr. Gero just leave these plans just lying around like this? Who knows what could be the reason for this? Maybe he was a poor filer. Who knows? And apparently to the rest of the plans, which is for a gas toaster. Really? Did you bother check any of that paper? Oh yeah, and then you're part of the saga when he takes to his mother. Well, he has Krillin delivered to Bulma, who deciphers it, and she, of course, develops a remote, and then she basically takes Baby Trunks with her when she delivers the remote to Krillin. To hopefully shut down Android 17, but don't have to worry about that because he gets Zoro by frickin' Cell. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for I can think of when it comes to the Imperfect Cell saga. Yep, and I'm definitely looking forward to talking about the Perfect Cell saga, which is the same length as this arc, which is 13 episodes. Yeah, 13. Which, even to this day, it's like, really? That's how short it is? Okay. Yeah, their arc itself only takes episodes 140, 152, and adapts chapters 158 to 173. Next arc, Perfect Cell. Okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I'm still planning on doing another work with my smartphone. That'll be watched as soon as I'll start watching that series as soon as I finish the book 3, which right now I'm not in the book right now, I'm on a different book. But I'll get to the book soon, okay? See you in the next video. Bye.